So I think we'll get started. So it is going to be a super quick one, so hold on to your seats as I mentioned. And we're going to get started with our grating of our carrots and our cucumbers. Now, I did mention we're going to be doing this with our 4mm grating blade, okay? So what I've done is I've got that ready and I've just chopped my cucumber and carrot in half just so we've got nice long pieces. Now what this is going to do is when I put it in, I'm going to put them in this way. So when we slice them, they're going to give us really nice long pieces of carrot and cucumber. So we'll get started and get that happening. Now the other thing I want to remind you is when you're putting your food processor lid on, make sure that this isn't in, okay? Because quite often, and we've all been, you know, we've all done it, but if you are trying to put this on with this in, it actually is not unlocked properly to be able to do that. So it can cause damage and we don't want to do that. So make sure that we've got our machine locked in before we put that feeding tube in. Now let's see, we might get the pieces in. Yeah, see? Wasn't going to happen. This is why we love the extra large feeding tube. Okay, so let's start with our cucumber. Are we ready? Now I did think grating cucumber like this is going to leave a lot of liquid in the salad. It's probably not going to be great. It was fine. So don't feel that you need to, you know, drain it on paper towel or do anything like that. It all just soaks into everything anyway. So let's get started and let's get our cucumber and our carrots grated. I love how quick this is. And we'll get all that done. See how it stops? And that is that major safety feature that we have on these machines as well. So we'll do our carrots in there as well. Voila. So that's the salad part of our dinner already done in less than 30 seconds. So that's what we love. Okay, so we're going to set this aside because we're not going to need our food processor anymore. We'll set that aside as well and we'll get that together with our salad in just a moment because we want to get the chicken on and get that chicken cooking. So it's not going to take long. The chicken only actually takes 10 minutes to cook. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to poach our chicken in here. So I'm going to add, are we ready? So 500 mils of chicken stock I prepared earlier. So I'll pop that in. Now I'm doing 500 grams of chicken. If you wanted to do more than that, you're going to have to use more liquid because you want to make sure your chicken is covered. I have some Chinese 5-spice and a couple of star anise. Now just remember at the end to remove the star anise because nobody wants that in their mouth. I'm also going to add some ginger. Now can you see the shape of my ginger? The reason I've done this and the reason it looks like this is because I actually did some fresh grated ginger with the spice disc and then I froze it in little ice cubes which are about a teaspoon. So I've got a couple, just over a teaspoon actually. So we've got a tablespoon altogether of fresh ginger. So you can't get any better than fresh. And then I've also got a tablespoon and a half of soy sauce. So we'll pop that in there as well. And then we're going to, might just give it a little zhuzh in there like that. I didn't do that before, but I don't think we need to. But anyway, that's all right. We'll just... Okay, so we've got that and we're going to just pop in our chicken. So you can see I've just cut the chicken into nice sort of slices. The thicker they are, the longer they're going to take to cook. So don't have them too thick unless you're happy to wait for them to cook. So make sure they're all just dropped in there nicely. And you'll see that when you're looking in the bowl, all of your chicken should be covered perfectly by that liquid. And in actual fact, you could probably push it maybe to 700 grams of chicken if you needed to. But tonight, yeah, we've got that and we're good to go. So, cap on. We are going to go. Okay, so we've gone back to expert. So that's great. We're going to our expert and we're going to go for 10 minutes. Okay, and we're going to go for no speed. Okay, so we don't want any speed because we don't want to chop the chicken. We just want to boil, basically simmer the chicken. And I'm going to go at, actually we go backwards, it gets you there quicker. We're going to go at about 110 degrees, I think I said. Yeah, 110. Okay, beautiful. Let's get going. So we're just going to let that steam away and we're going to get our other parts ready. Now what we're going to do is at the end of this process here with the chicken, we are going to reserve about 250 mils of the liquid and then we're going to make our satay sauce that we're going to mix in as well. So Don't throw the liquid out, just remember that, but we'll do that together. So I'm going to get my bowl, just move that over slightly, clean up my mess. Okay, so I've just got a bowl and I'm going to pop into that bowl my cucumber and my carrot, ready for the salad. And these are really cheap things to make. It's a really cheap, inexpensive meal to make. You know, chicken's one of the cheapest proteins that we have at the moment, so it's a good one to be able to do, and something different at home as well. Now I've also got my noodles, so I'm just going to strain those quickly, and then I'll pop them in the bowl up here. Now the thing with the noodles is I tend to give them a little bit of a chop, okay, because they tend to be quite long. They're just the odd bits, so I'm just going to get these out. I'm just going to let that drain for a minute. But I would get a pair of scissors and I'd actually give your noodles just a bit of a chop, because you don't want them terribly long. You want to be able to eat this with a fork or a spade, if people out there know what a spade is. I don't understand those that don't and how you live without them, but you know, that's just me. Okay. So we've got those noodles and we'll just give them a little bit of a chop. But it just means that, yeah, it's more sort of easier to eat than it is great big long noodles in there. So we've got those. I'm just going to let them cool down just for a minute. Actually, I might just run some cold water on them quickly. I'm going to have hot salad. Okay. Beautiful. We'll just get them have a little drain. Yeah, so they're just vermicelli noodles. So I've just got some nice thin ones. Like I said, you don't have to use noodles if you don't want to. You can just leave them out. So if you just want a nice light salad on the side that might not necessarily be a meal, but might actually just be, you know, a side dish. Just grab my tea towel. Yeah, so we've got those. So I'm just going to mix through our carrot and our cucumber, and then we'll get the next one ready. Now, you could serve this up as 4 individual meals if you like, and just mix together this part first, or you can just serve it onto the table as one, you know, bowl, and then people can help themselves. Obviously, it's up to you and your family and how easily they can provide for themselves and do all these things. Okay, so just squeeze a little bit more water out of there, and we'll pop our noodles in. Noodles stuck all over myself. Okay, so we're just going to toss those noodles and my cucumber and my carrot through. Make that nice and easy. This is a really nice dish to be able to take if you know, going to someone's house. They've said bring a salad, so it's really nice, something different. You know, just like meal days that you don't want. Really great lunch one as well. So if you've got, you know, want to prep meals for lunch, this is a nice one to prep to be able to then eat for the next sort of 3 or 4 days as well. So we've got all that in there, all mixed together. Now, we've also got to add to this, and we're going to add this at the end, because then we're going to make it pretty, is we're going to add some crushed up peanuts. We're going to add some chilli. I've got some shallots, and I've also got some sesame seeds. So we've got all those there as well. And that we can actually really dress this all up and get that in there. We're also going to make our sauce in the bowl, and that only takes a couple of minutes. So I've got some satay sauce. I've also got some honey, some sesame oil, some white rice vinegar. What else was in there? Honey, garlic, rice vinegar. Let me have a look. Let me not leave anything else. Sesame oil. Yeah, and that's it. That's everything. So the satay sauce I use, is a Taylor's one, and it's in a bottle, and it's in like your bottled sauce sort of aisle, not sauces, but your bottled meal type ones. Makes a really good chicken satay pizza too, let me tell you. Or if you're clever enough and you're making your own satay sauces as well, then obviously you can use that. So how long have we got there? 5 minutes. So we'll get that there. Move all that. Okay, now I've also chopped up some limes, and I've got my limes quartered so that we can add those to the side. So they're just going to give that really fresh, you know, easy taste as well. So we'd love if there's anything you want to see with our cook-along. So if there's a recipe that you've got that you think, I'd really like to have that converted, I'm not really sure how to do that, I'm not sure, where to start. I think that's the scariest thing when we go from something like this to then doing something, that we do traditionally on a fry pan or a saucepan, to be able to then convert in here. So it'll give you the opportunity to be able to ask us to help you, and we're more than happy to be able to do that as well. So, so please let us know. Now, today I've been working on some things for Easter, because I think Easter is one of those times that, again, we entertain, we have friends drop in, we get a really nice 4-day holiday, or not everybody, but some people get a really nice 4-day holiday, and you do have those times to entertain or to spend time in the kitchen, whether it's, baking or, you're with the kids, or you're just, entertaining. So today I've actually been working on a cookie recipe, because everybody loves cookies. And I will put it out there, we will share it with you, but I just wanted to show you because they are super, super cute. So we've got some little bunnies and some little chicks, and some little carrots and rabbits and all sorts of little things, but lots of little cookies in there to be able to get us going for Easter. I've also done some carrot cake muffins. Now, I will say, carrot cake recipe in the Cook Expert cookbook, or if you go onto the app, it's on the app as well, is the best carrot cake. It's not my recipe, I can tell you that. It is the best. It is one of my favourites. Carrot cake's actually one of my favourite cakes. If I was to eat cake, that would be my choice. And so you need to do that recipe. So I've made them into little muffins today, but you can do them as the full cake, which is, what it's meant to do. Cream cheese frosting to die for. So that's the bit we love. Okay, so we're nearly there. Just a reminder, we've got our 200 grams of satay sauce ready to go. We've got our sesame oil, we've got our rice vinegar, we've got our honey, and we've got some garlic ready to go there as well. And that's going to be the base of our sauce, with 250 mils of the liquid from here. So make sure you've got a jug ready if you're cooking with me, so that you can actually get that liquid off there, and hopefully I won't burn myself on live. I'll try not to. I should be all right. And then we're going to just quickly whip that sauce up for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to get this all together and serve. So like I said, it's a really quick dish. It's a really nice, easy one. It's one that we all love to share. So what else can I tell you? So we've all been busy. We're working on some videos to show you how to use the juice extractor. So that's, I think, something that is that you can attach to your food processor. So that's a good one to be able to have in your collection. So if you're collecting accessories, that's a really great one to have. One of the ones, the accessories that I've been playing with recently, and if you've watched me on TVSN, you'll know which one I'm talking about probably, is the premium discs. And it comes with a 6mm grater, a 1mm slicer, and a Parmesan disc. Now, I have had so much fun with this thing. At first, I was like, you can see other discs, and I think I never really would probably use them very often. But these ones, I've been absolutely putting through their paces. 6mm grater makes the best zoodles. So if you're looking for something to do, just sort of long but thicker, things like, I'll just show you. Like when I put my carrots and things sideways, this is what I'm talking about. You get really long pieces. And this just makes them even thicker. So that gives you that sort of, nice sort of, if you're doing zoodles with zucchinis and carrots. The other one is the Parmesan disc, which I have been using, and I love it. And do you know what I love? The Parmesan cheese is so fine that I use that to toss through my creamy pastas, because it all just melts in beautifully. And my favourite one at the moment, and if I had have had time, I would have made these for you to show you tonight, is the homemade potato crisps. So we were talking about how potato crisps now are so expensive to buy. A bag of them is like $7 and $8 now. And we made these with the 1mm slicing blade. I'll have to show you, I'll have to do them for you, or maybe do a little video and put them on there. But basically, these chips were sliced to perfection with a 1mm slicer. And then they were cooked on a plate, on a piece of baking paper, and they were placed in the microwave. Honestly, trust me, don't try the 2mm slicing blade, it doesn't work. It's a little bit too thick. 1mm slicer, microwave. My microwave was 4.5 minutes. The one at the studio was about 6 minutes. So it really depends on your strength of the microwave. But they were so good. They were eating them at the studio going, I can't believe that you've done this. I can't believe that you did this in the microwave. You know, I can't believe that I'm eating this. This is amazing. Let me just find my tongs. Yeah, honestly, mind-blowing. Okay, so let me just have a quick check. Just going to grab a little knife just to make sure we're cooked because no one wants chicken poisoning. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually pull our chicken out and set it aside, but I want you to check. Yep, that's cooked. There's a couple of thicker bits here because I'd rather you stop, put it back on for a couple of minutes than to end up, no, I'm going just a couple more minutes. It is not worth the pain of chicken poisoning, food poisoning, whatever poisoning. We don't want to poison anyone. So yeah, always check that. So we're just going to go up and we're just going to add 2 more minutes to that. There we go. Just to be on the safe side. So yes, back to these chips. Now all I did once they were cooked, so I cut them, put them in a freezer bag, added a little bit of olive oil and just tossed them around to coat them, put them on the baking paper on a plate, pop them into the microwave for 4.5 minutes. You can tell when they're ready because they have started to brown. If they're still white, they're not ready. That's the easiest way to tell you to do it. And then I just popped them, you know, while they were still on the plate, added a little bit of salt. But I added Himalayan rock salt, so the pink salt. Normal salt was just too salty. So that's my tip for that one. They were amazing. So you need to try it. If anyone saw that on the weekend and has tried it, please let us know because I'd love to know who has spent the time doing it because it was amazing. But like I said, this 1mm slicing disc. I also then did an apple like tart where I 1mm sliced the apples and sat them all around, and that was amazing as well. Just a bit of sugar and cinnamon on the top, bit of butter. So good on some pastry. So this set, have a look at it. Honestly, it is so worth it. So just, you know, sometimes you see things and you think, yeah, I really think that'd be great, and you buy them and then you don't use them. Different. These 3 blades you will use. So but you know, things are so expensive at the moment. So to be able to buy things like your block of parmesan and then grate it yourself, and to be able to buy, and I noticed too that a lot of the supermarket brands, like supermarkets, are bringing their own brands of things like that in that they didn't have before. So that's another thing to look out for, and they're great. So there's nothing wrong with them. But yeah, so a really great way to be able to save money as well. Talking about saving money, I know this is about to stop, so maybe I'll get this out first and then we'll have a quick chat about that. But we do have a budget saving workshop on Saturday at 4 p.m. Sydney time. And I'm going to go through some really great recipes to be able to show you how to save money at home and to be able to still have amazing meals, because honestly, it can totally be done. It's not hard at all. Are we ready? Oh, if you're cooking at home with me right now, can you please tell me how good that smells? Because honestly, it is so good. Okay, so I'm happy that we're good now. So we're going to set that aside. And we want to shred this up. Now we could put it back in the bowl to shred. However, we could. Let's get that liquid out first and then we'll see what we need to do. Because it's really great to be able to shred chicken in here. The only thing is I can't show you how it happens because I'm on my own tonight. No one likes me tonight, so they don't want to help me. Okay, star anise, please remove. Ugh. They're lovely, but you don't want to eat them whole. No way. Okay, so we've got our chicken out of there. So I'm just going to sit that there for a moment. And I'm going to very skillfully pour off a cup of, I probably shouldn't do it over the top of my machine. Imagine if I had a disastrous moment. Could you imagine? Oh, I don't know how I'd handle that. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to tip this out. I am going to shred it in here because you know what? We can. And then I don't have to burn my petite little fingers. Okay, so Before you go and shred, you need to make sure that you've dried the bowl, okay, because we don't want soggy shredded chicken. We want it to be nice, still moist but not soggy. Okay, and then we're going to put this back. Now, there's a little liquid in there, so I'm going to what am I saying? Tweezer them, I was going to say. Tong them back in, because we don't want to put all that liquid back in there. And then we're going to set this aside again. Okay. Well, this means that the whole dinner process, and I'm really sorry if it holds you up, is going to be an extra 3 minutes. So I'm sure you'll all be okay. Are we ready? We are. Okay, lid. Now, best way to shred chicken is to, let's just add some time on here because obviously it's going to stop on us if we don't. 1 minute should be enough. We hit start. Now I'm going to go along to my speed and I'm going to start turning the speed up. It's a bit like when you do an onion. You want to be able to do the onion, and the more you speed up, the easier that it is. And the more that it... Oh, that's perfect. So that was up to 11. Now let me just show you. That's the only bit of my chicken that didn't shred. And I'll prove that to you because I'll actually show you. So can you see that? Look at that. That chicken is shredded, ready to go into our salad. But I am going to set it aside for now. And I am going to then quickly move on to our sauce before we put all this together. That shredding, honestly, if you were to hand shred your chicken, it's going to take you sort of, I don't know, probably, at least another 10 minutes because you've got to let it cool down as well because it is quite hot. So we're just going to scrape that out. Now, I'm not worried that there's a bit of chicken in there at all because it's all going together anyway. So let's not worry about that. In my bowl, I'm going to add that cup of stock that we kept. Let's set that aside. I'm going to add my satay. I love this spatula because it gets everything out. So we're not wasting anything. Put that there. Jeez, I wish I had a cleaner at the end. Wouldn't that be lovely? I could cook all day if someone else cleaned for me. Who's with me? Or who wants to be here and clean up for me all day while I cook? Now there's an opportunity. I might have to get that passed through the powers that be. But you know, would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay. Stop draining. Start cooking. Okay. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to knock my speed down. We do not want this on 11. I'm just going to pop it on to 3. I'm going to pop this on for 2 minutes. And I'm going to leave it at 110. Now, I just want basically that sauce to stir together and that sauce to sort of get, you know, a little bit. It doesn't need to be cooked, it's fine, but I just want it to be all mixed together and get that, you know, everything in. So now I'm going to throw in my chicken, which is still really hot, but that's okay because we're going to have a warm Thai chicken salad. Or you can leave it and let it cool and put it in later. You can do whatever you like. Okay. So easily to shred. Like, I love that. It's a shame I'm not in the office tomorrow because otherwise I could feed them all. Oh, there's my one bit of chicken that didn't shred that's going to burn me now because it's going to be hot. Really is hot. Okay. Wouldn't want to be doing that, would you? No, not when we can shred it in the machine. Okay. Now, that is done. Now, if you've got people that are fussy, so some people like chilli and some don't, and some like the nuts and some don't, shallots, everything else, then honestly, serve it into individual bowls and go one bowl at a time. And in actual fact, maybe that's the way I'll do it. No, I'm doing the whole thing. It's going on the table like this, and I don't care if they don't like it, don't eat it. Okay, are you ready? So we've got our salad and we're just going to give it a little bit of a dress. So we've got our nuts, so we're just going to sprinkle. And like I said, if you can't have certain things, don't add them. But obviously if you can't have nuts, you can't have this because it's satay sauce. This one is then just our shallots on the top. My children will walk out after this and go, "What's for dinner?" I'm not joking either. Okay, chilli. I'm using tongs. Nothing worse than touching your face. I'm finding at the moment, whenever I buy red chilli, they're really hot, and I'm not even buying the hot ones. So I don't know what's going on out there in the world of chilies, if someone could explain. So we've got those on there, like so. We're going to sprinkle on our sesame seeds. Do you feel like going to Thailand right now? Okay, so we've got that all on. This is just the easiest. What is the time? 6:28. And guess what? Dinner is just about served. Let me just get my sauce. I'm just going to get a little something to serve that. Oh, I can't find anything. I'll just get a spoon. That should be fine. Okay. Now, all I would do then is get my sauce. Smells amazing. And then we literally just... Now, the sauce does thicken a little bit, but honestly, you don't need to wait for it to thicken. By the time you pour it all through there, it soaks into everything. Oh my gosh, the smell of it hitting those sesame seeds as well. But we're going to pour that on. Put on as much or as little as you like. I've got one in the fridge, actually. I should have pulled out to show you how it thickened, but we don't need it thick. We're going to pour that on as much as you like, as little as you like. And there we have our beautiful chicken Thai salad. Oh, little wedges of lime on the sides. And voila, let me show you. Look at that. Isn't that look delicious? So thank you. I'm glad that you're all here with us tonight. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you cooked along with us and that you're not jealous at home now thinking, why didn't I cook this tonight? It looks amazing. Enjoy. Let us know what you need, what you want. We're here to help. Thanks.